Once upon a time in a quiet small town, there lived a 35-year-old man. His name was Michael. Michael was a very intelligent man. He loved playing with words. He could make people laugh, but sometimes, very often, he used words like weapons. Michael worked as a writer for a small newspaper. He wrote opinion columns. People read his articles, laughed, sometimes got angry, but they always talked about them. Michael's pen was sharp, and he knew it, and he enjoyed it. In the town, everyone knew each other. It was a small place. Good people lived there. But for Michael, this was boring. He wanted to work in bigger cities, in more important newspapers. This town wasn't for him. One day, a new family moved to town, a young couple and their 8-year-old son. The man's name was David. He was a very ordinary man. He had opened a small shop. He sold handmade furniture. He was very talented. Everything he made was beautiful and of high quality. People started to like David. His shop was crowded. Everyone bought something from there because David was an honest man. He gave fair prices. He spoke well with people. He didn't cheat anyone. But Michael didn't like David. Why? Because everyone was talking about David. What a good man he is, they said. How honest, how hardworking. And Michael couldn't stand it. One day, Michael's boss said to him, "Michael, write an article about the new shop owner in town. People love him. It will make a nice story." Michael reluctantly agreed. He went to David's shop. When he entered, David greeted him with a smile. "Welcome. How can I help you?" Michael spoke in a cold voice. "I'm Michael from the newspaper. I'm going to write an article about you. Can I ask you a few questions?" David got excited. "Of course. Please sit down." Michael asked questions. David answered. Everything was going normally. But Michael noticed something in David's way of speaking. He mispronounced some words. He couldn't construct some sentences properly. It was clear he hadn't received a good education. And a bad idea came to Michael's mind. When he got home, he wrote his article. But this article wasn't one praising David. This article was one mocking David. Michael made fun of David's way of speaking, his pronunciation mistakes, his lack of education. Cleverly, subtly. Most people wouldn't notice, but some would, and they would laugh. The article was published. The first day, nobody said anything. The second day, a few people laughed with Michael. "You wrote so well," they said. The third day, more people started talking, but nobody was going to David's shop anymore. Michael noticed this, and for a moment, he felt bad. But then, it's okay. It was just an article. People will forget, he thought, but people didn't forget. Days passed. David's shop became emptier and emptier. People were now ashamed to go there because they would say, "Did you buy from there too? Isn't that man uneducated?" A week later, David closed his shop. He wouldn't leave his house. He wouldn't talk to anyone. His son had become a subject of ridicule at school. "Is your father stupid?" they would ask him. When Michael heard this, he felt uncomfortable. But he defended himself. "I just wrote the truth. I didn't lie." But was it the truth? The truth was that David was a good man. The truth was that he was honest, hardworking, and talented. But Michael had only focused on his flaws, and people had only seen his flaws. One night, as Michael was walking home, he passed by David's shop. The window was dark. There was a sign on the door. "Closed. We're sorry." Michael stopped. Something inside him broke. When he got home, he couldn't sleep. In his mind, there was David's face. There was his son's sad look. And that article, that damned article. The next morning, Michael went to the newspaper and said to his boss, "I want to write a new article about David, a corrective article." His boss shrugged. "Whatever you want. But nobody will read it. People have already forgotten." Michael didn't care. He wrote the article. This time he wrote about what a good man David was, how talented he was. He admitted his mistake in the first article. He apologized. The article was published. But nothing changed. People still weren't going to David's shop because the first impression was too strong. The first article had been too effective. The second article was just a late apology. When Michael realized this, he fell into despair. "No matter what I do, it won't make a difference," he thought. But one day, something happened in the town square. An old man, The oldest resident of the town, Mr. Harrison, stood up and started speaking. I've lived in this town for many years. I've seen many things. I've seen good people. I've seen bad people. But the most dangerous thing is when a person destroys another person with their words. Everyone listened silently. Mr. Harrison continued. David was a good man, an honest man, but we judged him because of one article. We abandoned him, and now that man is not here. He moved away with his family, and we are left with our conscience. People bowed their heads. They were ashamed. Mr. Harrison looked at Michael. Young man, you are intelligent, but intelligence is not wisdom. Words are powerful. If you don't use them carefully, you can ruin people's lives, and then you can't take it back. Michael stood there in the square, in front of everyone. Tears flowed from his eyes. You're right, he said. I made a terrible mistake, and I can't fix it, but I learned something from it. Mr. Harrison asked, what did you learn? Michael answered, words are like knives. You can use them to heal or to hurt. And once you've hurt someone, even if the wound heals, the scar remains. And that scar stays there forever. People nodded. It was true. From that day on, Michael changed. He still wrote, but now he chose every word carefully. He no longer mocked anyone. He no longer looked at people's flaws but tried to see their beauty. But David never came back. Michael researched where David had gone. They had moved to another city. They had opened a small shop. They had started again. Michael wrote a letter, a long letter. He explained everything. He apologized. He said he was sorry, and he sent it. Days passed, weeks passed, no reply came. Michael was starting to lose hope. But one day a small package arrived in the mail. Inside was a handmade small wooden box and a note. Michael, what you did was wrong, and it hurt me very much. But I read your letter, and I forgive you, because carrying hate is heavier than what it carries. I made this box myself. You can keep something in it. But there's one thing you shouldn't keep, the pain of the past. Let it go and move forward. David Michael put that box on his desk. He looked at it every day, and he remembered, words don't erase, words don't forget. Words are like stones. Once you throw them into the water, they create ripples. And those ripples go very far, so be careful. Watch what you say, because once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. If you enjoyed this story, please like it and share it with your friends. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. We look forward to seeing you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, take care of yourself and stay peaceful. And remember, build people with your words, don't destroy them. Because once something is broken, it's never the same again.